What's up, you guys? We are back for another video, and I wanted to go ahead and do a little recap on the Karen Read retrial so far. We are 13 days in today, and we are 24 witnesses down. I will leave a list of the witnesses in the description box, along with their testimony from law and crime or law and crime or something related to that, to where you can go and watch their testimony. I wrote everybody down and highlighted the ones that stood out to me, and there were some that just kind of faded in the background, and when I was writing their name down, I had to go look, and I'm like, what did they even testify to? I don't remember them at all. So to me, I just feel like they didn't add anything to the case. I'm sure to other people they did, but we have to think in the minds of us being a juror, right? So I went ahead and highlighted the ones and that stood out to me. I'm gonna go through them, kind of rate them, give my overall opinion on what they added, what they didn't add, and how much attitude they gave on cross, because that's kind of my thing. I believe that when people are cross-examined, especially in this case, when they're able to withhold that professionalism, even when they're, pushed in a corner in a certain way, they feel super uncomfortable, to me, that speaks volumes. And if I'm sitting there as a juror, I appreciate that. And I'm like, you know what? I want to listen to this person. I believe this person. I don't know. That's how my brain works. Whenever I start seeing or feeling that tension between the defense attorney and the witness, and they're going at each other, and there's immaturity coming from the witness stand, and to me, I'm just like, okay, this person is not upholding their professionalism, and that just makes me lose respect and makes me not want to, they're not believable to me then. So let's go ahead and get into the first witness that stood out to me. And I believe that he was overall the first witness to take the stand. And we're going to get into him right now. I'm sure Timothy Nuttall got bullied for many years, maybe even still to this day. Probably not so much because of his last name anymore, but for the fact of the matter that he took the stand and just continuously stated that he heard Karen Read say that she hit him. I'm going to rate him attitude. Okay, we're going attitude. That's the only ratings we're giving. And 0 to 10. 10 being the utmost worst attitude. We'll save that for the last person of this recap. And I'm pretty sure if you know this case well, you already know who that is. Attitude-wise, he was feisty. Okay, I'm going to say like a 7.5. He just kind of pissed me off. And I don't believe that the state should have put him first. I do understand like the tone they were trying to set, and I see like what they were trying to do with Mr. Timothy. But by the way, he was the paramedic that was for one of the first paramedics on scene. So I see that the state trying to open with him being like, setting the tone with straight up like, oh, I heard this. I heard the defendant say, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Okay, I see what they're trying to do, but it didn't land for me. And he was too feisty on cross, way too feisty. Now, if you're not new to this case and you watched the trial from last year, you will remember this face. I don't know how you could forget it. It is Carrie Roberts, and she was a good friend of John O'Keefe's. And honestly, the fact of the matter is that Carrie Roberts is now best friends with Jen McCabe. So therefore, anything that Carrie Roberts says, I just don't fucking care, quite frankly. Now, last year in the first trial, I don't believe, I could be wrong, I am human, but I do not believe that Alan Jackson, cross-examined Carrie Roberts. And I believe that Carrie Roberts was the first one to take the stand. No, No, I'm wrong. I think it's Paul O'Keefe. And then Carrie was after. I don't know. She was in the beginning. I know that. And I believe that Jackson he didn't cross her, I feel like. And the first trial I feel like she was very authentic. She was very, very believable. And I couldn't look at this woman at that time and think this woman's like conspiring with like a little cult-like Canton, Mass PD, like underground tunnels. I wouldn't think that. Now, I do. I don't recall if she was even feisty on the stand, which leads me to believe that she probably wasn't. Could be wrong though. So honestly, I don't even have a rating for her because it wasn't even good enough to remember. This was Margaret O'Keefe. Her nickname is Peggy, and this was the mother of John O'Keefe. And for her, I truly, this shit fucking sucks. I believe that adding her to the witness list was probably the best thing the state could do. And I don't believe that she testified in the trial last year. Not only did she lose John, but she also lost her daughter as well. So all I have to say is my condolences to Margaret O'Keefe. And it saddens me that underneath all of this, there are families hurting. And this is still a murder trial, even though it is a very effed up, what I believe to be a very effed up frame job. But nonetheless, condolences to her. Then we had Mr. Ian Whiffin. Is that his name? Whiffin. Ian Whiffin. And he is I think he's the owner and operator of a company called Cellbrite. He's a digital forensics examiner. And all of his stuff sounded really good, funky, and fresh on direct. Sounded definitely like, he was in it last year too. But as somebody say that I didn't know this case and I'm on the jury and I'm listening to this guy on direct, I'm like, wow, I would believe this guy. He sounds like he knows things. I might even want to purchase his program. Yep, you heard me right. He has his own program. And on direct, he doesn't go into all the flaws of that program, but on cross, man, oh man, did it come out. And I want to say it was Alessi. Alessi was not a part of the trial last year of our dream team, and he is this year. And this man adds he adds so much to the defense team. He truly was just that missing piece of the puzzle, as freaking cringe as that sounds. When it gets technical, this guy goes in and it is just like tunnel vision, and it's a work of art. I was like texting my husband back and forth when he went head to head with Jessica Hyde, which we'll get to her as well, who's another digital forensics examiner. And it is just amazing. It's amazing at what other just how different our brains work and putting our brains together in a team, how just, you guys, it's an art form what he does. Alessi, you're amazing. You killed it with all of this. Ian Whiffin I feel like he was a 7.5. He was feisty at times, but nothing too crazy. By the way, his whole point, which I'm assuming if you're watching this as a recap, you know the background of this guy and you know what he testified to. But if you don't, he's basically trying to debunk the whole house long to die in cold that Jennifer McCabe, and the state was smart by putting him first, because next that we're about to cover is Jennifer McCabe. So Ian Whiffin was I believe it was the 10th. Yes, the 10th witness for Cellbrite. And this was to lead into Miss Jen McCabe, which we're going to get to next, because she was the one who Googled house long to die in cold at 2:27 a.m. on her phone. So they had Ian Whiffin on here saying, oh, this could be wrong. She had a tab open, and then reopened this and did that at blah, 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 blah. No, let's get to the bitch. They do say demons walk this earth, and I truly believe that because holy crap, this woman. First off, I was hoping somebody would have a little glow up, a little makeover. It was Miss Jen. She didn't have a glow up, but we went for a lighter color. She took her hair part, her where she parts her hair. She was doing quite a bit of a swoop-de-doop last trial. She's got a little bit more towards the middle, lightened it, definitely bronzed her skin up some, whitened her teeth, and she did help that snaggletooth out. So we are grateful for what we can get with Miss Jen McCabe. I didn't write her title as anything other than what we all know her as. 10 out of 10 in feistiness. She did hold herself together a lot better this trial. And I say that on cross because obviously during direct, she's sucker mom and she's just a sports mom and she's this and that. But on cross, the moment she knew Jackson was coming for her, I have to say she did well. And then it was just a matter of time. He was peeling away at her before she started using terms like nefarious. Let's play that clip really quick.
There's nothing about me calling my sister that is nefarious.
I have no words for Jennifer McCabe. There's very few people that I wonder how they sleep at night, and she is one of them. She is orchestrating such a crazy fucking thing, and I don't believe that she's going to get away with it because I believe that truth always comes to light. And Jen, it's only a matter of time. I don't know what's even worse though, like being convicted of something, going to prison, or being the mastermind behind framing somebody and then the entire freaking country hating you. You're in your own prison that you created by lying. So 10 out of 10 out of feistiness, attitude. I wish you nothing because you are a terrible person. Then we have Katie McLaughlin. Okay, this girl last year, I don't recall her having so much confidence. Nor do I recall her having so much dang attitude. Not even a quarter of the amount. She was very sassy this time around. She is a paramedic / firefighter for Canton Police, and her ties to the Albert family, it's insane how much. The best analogy that I can give is being like, I hate chocolate, but then I have like 15 packs of chocolate in my purse. I have chocolate on my face. I'm eating chocolate while I'm saying I hate chocolate. Girl, you are friends with, what's that fucking girl's name? I don't even fucking know. It's an Albert girl. You are friends with that family. It is all fucking connected. Do we all think you're lying for them? Yes. It doesn't matter this or that. We all think you're lying. It's crazy. I don't know what kind of sorcery Chris Albert and Brian Albert, well, I want to say Brian Albert, not Chris Albert. Brian Albert has on this entire town, but it scares me, and I'm down in Florida. So, 8 out of 10 on feistiness for her. She basically said the same. No, I don't even want to say, she didn't say the same exact thing as Timothy Nuttall. She said something somewhat of the sort, but then of the clip of the cruiser cam was played, and it doesn't match up at all. Okay. Karen wasn't even near this woman. any of that time. And she's claiming that Karen said that. Girl, it's time to go get a new gig in a new town because we don't believe it. I'm never going to believe it. And the attitude this time, I didn't appreciate it, to be honest. Paul Gallagher, who's retired from the Canton Police Department. When I tell you that nothing pisses me off more than this man on the stand, I cannot with this guy. I can fucking not. He was so... Same analogy. Like, so committed to like, we didn't do anything wrong. Nope, that's normal. A Stop and Shop bag is it's the same thing as a paper bag. It just got a logo on the front of it. No, there was nothing weird about us using a driveway blower or whatever the fuck it's called and doing this and that and collecting coagulated blood. Like, there was nothing wrong with that. No, there was nothing wrong with that. We didn't interview Brian Albert immediately. There was nothing wrong that we didn't collect anybody's cell phone. There was nothing wrong that we didn't go inside the house. What the living fuck? This guy and his testimony scared me. I don't remember him last time. I know he was a part of the last trial, the first trial, but it was just scary. It was scary to think that this guy was running a police department who's conveniently now retired. In 2025, we're all having to like work to like forever. He looks fairly young to retire, but you know, can't stand the heat we get out of the kitchen, right? Yeah, you pissed me off. You got a solid 10. You pissed me off just as much as Jim McCabe. Take a deep breath with me. Whew. What do they say? In through your nose, out through your mouth. This freaking woman. Her name is Jessica Hyde, and she is all that in a bag of chips, apparently, according to her. My God, she's a digital forensic examiner. That's what they had her on the witness list as. She was the second. Man, it's really bad when you have to have more than one digital forensics examiner to combat Jen McCabe's House Long to Die in Cold 2:27 a.m. search, Google search. They didn't land it with the Cellbrite guy. So they had to bring in Miss Jessica Hyde. And I knew the moment that this girl took the stand. If you remember from the first trial, do you guys remember how horrible the pool, like we didn't even have a pool camera for some reason. It like went out and they had just like a literally, I don't know what it was, but it was the worst angle for this woman. And I was like, whoa, it was scary. She testified to a whole lot of word salad. She loved just talking to talk, and sometimes you can hold a lot of knowledge and you don't need to explain every single thing, because I'm the type of person that if I'm a part of this jury and you are doing a whole lot of word salad, I am snoozing in the brain, okay? I'm snoozing because I don't know what the fuck you're saying. When they ask you the question, whether it's the prosecutor or the defense attorney, counsel at any parts, yes or no with a small explanation would be nice if need be. It's just like they always have all of these, the witnesses the state is calling are having to overcompensate, because it's just like they're so fucking committed to being like, please find this woman guilty. Please find this woman guilty. It's wild. It's like you would think that Karen Reed abducted 50 children and housed them in a townhouse for 15 years and made them live off of goat's blood or something. Like I'm not like undermining what happened to John O'Keefe, but it's insane. It's literally insane. This town is insane. I hope that when Karen gets that not guilty verdict, that she moves the fuck out of that state. out of that town at least, because oh my God, it's scary. Anyways, they had a lessee, cross her, and it was beautiful. When I tell you, I have been clapping at some of the ends of these cross examinations when it comes to Alessi, and of course when it comes to Jackson, as always. But like Alessi, just when it comes to this technical crap, this like digital forensics, he is the fucking one. I love it. He smashed this woman to a fucking tostone. It was amazing. She was feisty. Did I give her a 10 out of 10? She pissed me off. She really did. Doesn't take a lot though. And you know that I saved the best for last. This motherfucker was on the stand today, and actually he's been on the stand for the last 2 days. He was on direct for, I think, no, is it 3 days now? I think he was on direct for all of Wednesday, half of yesterday, and then the other half of yesterday was cross, and then we got a full cross of him today. And Jackson's not done. And I love to see it. Do we even need to go into rating for this guy? This guy is the biggest schmuck. If he's married, I feel so sorry for his spouse. If he has children, I feel so sorry for his children. He is the epitome of a man that is never wrong. His ego is out the window, which I don't know why, brother. You ain't even got, where are your lips at? They're dissolved. I ain't never seen anything like this before. Just being a civilian person, say I'm on this jury, and you are a Mass State Police sergeant, and you are behaving like you're my freaking 7-year-old daughter. Actually, you're more immature. She's way more mature than that. It is so off-putting that kind of energy and vibe and tension, it makes me not trust him as a witness. I don't care what title he has. I don't care how many years he has under his belt. It gives me the fucking ick like no other. And I understand that at this point, this case has become super personal to a lot of these witnesses. They're bombarded by a lot of the public. I just recently saw a video of him walking to his car and people chasing after him and questioning him, but rightfully so. This case was it's a circus. The investigation was it's a shit show. I cannot believe that they're even retrying Karen Reed. I can't believe it. When they said that it was a mistrial, I looked at my husband and I said, there's no fucking way. No way that they're going to retry her. Well, yeah, they fucking did, and they had to hire somebody from the outside to come do it. And man, he's so annoying too. Hank Brennan. He's better than Lally, but my lord. Yuri Buchanan is one of these dirty cops. And not every cop is dirty. There are amazing police officers out there and amazing paramedics and amazing emergency responder personnel that are not at all what these people are. But this guy's an epitome of a fucking scumbag. And just don't be like him. If anything, I think the jury took away from the last day and a half with him on cross-examination is to not trust him. And him being the sergeant of the Mass State Police Department, behaving like this, that alone would say reasonable doubt, goodbye, not guilty. So we're 13 days in. I was trying to see if Larry, was going to be on tonight to see if he was going to be covering anything for today, but I think that guy's amazing. He's a lawyer and he's always covering he's putting out videos constantly. But But we have court back on Monday. We're back crossing Yuri Bukake. And then I don't know who's after that. But I still am wondering. By the way, I don't think that they are going to be calling Brian Higgins. Mainly because today on Cross with Yuri Bukake, they had him reading all of the text messages between Brian Higgins and Karen Reed and tied that into basically a motive for Brian Higgins to fight John O'Keefe at the house that they were all at. And of course, Yuri Bukake played stupid the entire time. So I don't think they're going to call Brian Higgins. I really don't. And Brian Higgins is lawyered up, which means nothing, honestly. Maybe the defense will. Don't know. He had to answer a lot about Proctor as well, which hilarious. Nobody wants to say that Proctor was the lead on this case. Nobody. No, he's not. There's tons of leaders. Wasn't there a lead in a team? Somebody's got to lead the team. No, we're all the team. Brother, come on. Sometimes just easier just to say the truth. Just say the truth. I hope they call Brian Albert. How could they not call the guy who owns the house where the body was found on his yard? How could they not do that? I don't think that they're going to call Nicole Albert, which is Brian Albert's wife, okay. But we will see. Court resumes next Monday, and it's starting at 10 for some reason. With that said, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all you amazing mothers out there, including myself. And Auntie Bev wants you to relax, okay? All right, guys, make sure to hit that like button if you like this content. Subscribe if you aren't, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.